Delicious.
All right, let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Homegrown Podcast, episode 5. We are chilling here with Mike's Revenge, and we got a new producer. Chase has weaseled his way into the production seat. We'll get to him later, but first, we just cheers to Friday night. We got Illin Bluestone tearing up District tonight, and then these mofos are playing with the one and only Borgore. We won't mention where. No, I'm just kidding. We have nothing but love for all of the promoters and everybody in the scene here. So big ups to all the guys doing real things. That's very cool. But before we get started, I just got to tell you guys something that's really funny that you guys are opening for Borgore. Now, I do not think this, and I actually never have. But in the majority of my life inside the club scene in the past, especially when I wear hats out, I get mistaken for Borgore so much. You guys have no idea. Like, to the point where I have signed autographs. I have legitimately signed autographs. Well, one autograph, but I've been asked twice. And one time I was like, do you know who I am? And they're like, dude, can I get your autograph? I was like, dude, do you even know who I am? And they were like, Borgore. And I was like, man, I wish I was Borgore. He's so much cooler than me. Like, sometimes I think I'm cool, and then I'm like, well, I'm not Borgore. But then the second time, the person was like, can I have your autograph? And I was like, I know you think I'm Borgore. So I was like, all right, freaking Borgore. I wonder if that's right. One time, I know this is about you guys, but I'm going to keep telling stories.
Go ahead.
Because you got me on this Borgore tip right now.
Yeah,
but
just like
one
him, bro.
time, I was actually just at the bar ordering a drink, and then this girl comes up to me. This is back when I was single. This girl comes up to me, and she's like totally flirting with me, like puts her arm around me. She's like, hey, will you take a picture of me so I can make my boyfriend jealous? And I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, damn about the boyfriend thing. And then I said something funny, like, probably I thought it was funny, but I was like, yeah, you buy me a drink. You know, I was kind of like flirting back or whatever. And then so she takes the picture and then like looks at it. And then she goes, oh, I thought you were Borgore. I was like, oh, damn, I thought you just thought I was some dude at the bar. Shit.
Dang it.
So, like, hopes and dreams crushed. Borgore, you're the man, dude. Let me get some of that production status. Where do you guys come from producer-wise? Like, how did you get into making beats? And are you guys beat makers first or DJs first? Or
I'd say definitely beat makers first. Like, we struggled to get our first gig.
Yeah.
I think we were making beats like years before we got our first gig. But like I started off playing piano. Like my mom forced me to take piano lessons, and I hated that shit.
Right, but now you're like, thank you, Mom.
Yeah.
Same with Chase, I think.
And
I don't know if your mom did.
whoever forced you, thank you. But yeah, like even in high school, I was writing stuff out on piano, and then I got like my first laptop and fucked around with GarageBand and stuff. So it definitely started off with that for sure, and then drums too.
Nice. So you
and
guys,
then I met Rev, and
you guys Ableton dudes then?
Yeah, Ableton all the way.
All the way. Who started first in producing?
I think
Him.
yeah, I think I
100%.
started off with GarageBand, and then around when I met Reveng, we were trying to like do it a little bit better, and so we got Ableton.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
personally-
let me introduce you guys. So Rev and Mike, right?
Yeah.
First of all, Chase, can you see Rev's face? Okay, is this Mike like blocking his face?
Lean in, brother.
Oh, yeah. We're good.
Good and
All right,
beautiful. Cool. Yeah, so we got Rev and Mike, and I'm just assuming Mike's Revenge is a play on that, which I think is pretty cool. But where does the bear come in?
So we were actually just sitting down one day, and we just came up with the idea that we wanted the bear theme, and
Needed a mascot.
yeah, we needed a mascot, and also we went with the half cyborg, half regular bear, so it's kind of cute, but then it's also like evil, which I feel like now it kind of fits the genre that we make and the type of music that we put out. So it's definitely come a long way from what we first envisioned and the first drawing that we ever had. The first one looks pretty terrible. Now it looks pretty badass.
Yeah, I
So-
like your logo. You sent me that shit. Good job. What kind of style would you say your sound is?
Ooh, that's a tough one to say. Like, definitely hip hop vibes. Hip hop mixed with electronic. If you want to call it trap, whatever. Like, I feel like that's a root sound. Like we always go back to the like 808 style beats, like hip hop beats and stuff that, you know, and like we listened to when we were growing up, stuff like that. And then also like the guys who influenced us in the EDM scene too, like their sound. And yeah, it's just a merge of like everything. And we've made a little bit of any genre in EDM, really. Maybe we haven't put them all out, but
Yeah.
you know,
Who did influence you guys?
Mayhem for one. He's the homie. Shout out to Anthony.
first EDM artist though was the first
first
one.
EDM
Yeah.
artist.
What was the first one you listened to?
Bass Hunter.
Really?
Which that was a long time.
I was gonna
ago.
think Dead Mouse was yours, dude.
Nah, Bass
Okay.
Hunter a long time ago. But
You saw the first ever Liquefied podcast? It was Mayhem was on here.
yeah,
Really? Oh, that's cool.
I heard the story about him doing the line of ketamine. Which
What?
yeah.
That's what I want every one of these episodes to be like. Like people get afraid of that light over there, and then they just kind of tense up and they.
I'm afraid of the camera, to be honest. Like,
Yeah,
illegal
most
shit,
people
like-
are, man. It's interesting, like how people's personalities change the second that thing goes red and starts recording. You know, a lot of guests I have on here are one way. They're very reserved. They don't want to like get in trouble or say the wrong thing, and then the light goes off, and then they just snap into a totally different animated type of character. And Anthony Mayhem was definitely like just the coolest dude the whole time because his give a fuck a meter is like, I guess he knows who he is. He doesn't have anything to hide, which I think is really cool. And I love that story too. I want all of these podcasts to be like, you know, road stories from the scene, man. I mean, something crazy happens at every rave every night, you know, so there should be like interesting stories every single time we record this podcast, you know. But yet people don't want to talk about certain things because
We've done some fucked up shit, dude. We've done some fucked up shit. Like, if you want to hear some like crazy stories, we got them.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, I don't know. Like, I get like how some people can be reserved because I'm that way. Like, I don't want everybody to know like all the shit I did.
Well, I see
Like, I
some
don't know.
glitter on your face right now. Where'd you get that from?
This is funny. We're doing arts. Okay, so I work at a rehab for people with brain injuries, and we're doing arts and crafts for like Thanksgiving, and like one of the pipe cleaners had glitter on it. So I guess it sprayed in my face. Not as badass like as it could have been, like some stripper like with glitter like twerked in my face or something.
Yeah, man. Dude, brain injuries are a real thing, dude. So do people get fully recovered there, or do you see most people come in with brain injuries? They're just like, oh man, and they're just kind of screwed for the rest of their life.
It's a little bit of half and half. Like I've seen some people able to leave, and we're a different type of facility. Like for example, there's Shepherd Center, which is like the main one in Atlanta that people go to.
My aunt went there. She broke her back. I'll do a side story about how she got addicted to pills, and then boom, now she's not with us anymore. That really affected me. But she was at the Shepherd Center. But I do want to talk about that because that's a real thing too. Don't do pills, you guys. Anyways, I don't want to take away from what you were saying.
No, I mean that's a whole nother story that I can relate to as well. But yeah, Shepherd Center, they usually they have the more intense like therapy like right when people get injured. So you see like the better recovery there like immediately after, you know, their accident or so. And then sometimes they like have people are a little bit slower and need more long-term care, and so they come to where I work at, and we still do like therapy with them every day and like exercises and activities, like have fun with them. But like some of them, you know, like have like hit a threshold or something, or their family can't take care of them or whatever, you know, the situation is. Or sometimes they don't even have family, like they just don't have people to help support them, like getting back into the real life. And like technically that's what our place is trying to do, is like get them back into the real world. So like we go out and like do volunteer placements and stuff, like you're working and, you know, stuff like that. But we also have fun with them, you know, we go out bowling and stuff, and like we play cards with them and shit.
I bet that makes you like, you know, it probably working in my view of what you do could be like very satisfying, like just gives you perspective that a lot of other people don't get. But I mean, it could also maybe be frustrating and kind of, you know, is it both of those things?
Dude, when I first started working there's this guy that just like straight picked on me nonstop, and he be like, fuck you, motherfucker, like,
One of the
like right,
patients there.
yeah, like, he can like barely talk, but like, I don't know why, I think it's because I was new and he's maybe trying to intimidate me. But now we're like great friends, like we play checkers and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
How did
we're
you know
cool.
you were such a motherfucker?
I think when I first came in, I thought like I was so cool. Like I studied neuroscience in college and like thought I was all shit. And like I didn't know
Did
shit
you
about
study
it.
that shit though?
Yeah.
God, dude,
And
you
you know
moved up
what?
a notch with me, man.
And you know what? Like it didn't actually help me that much in that field because like I had to like snap to a whole new like way of thinking than like analytical. Like it's still analytical, but it's not like science analytical. It's like
Right.
people like psychology.
Totally.
So
Do you know who Sam Harris is?
it sounds familiar.
You should definitely check that guy out. He's got a podcast. He's a neuroscientist. He's one of the smartest dudes like on the planet. I always say, I don't know what you guys' political standpoint is. Which side note, did you guys know Trump was fucking doing a rally in Atlanta today?
I did,
Apparently.
yeah.
Apparently.
I was telling Rev there's gonna be hella traffic getting here, but
Yeah,
wasn't.
there was actually. My wife was stuck in it earlier. The motorcade from Buckhead. I think he went shopping at Linux.
Of course.
That's funny.
But yeah, I don't know, you guys political sways or anything, but every time election comes around, the politicians to me, they never really interest me for many reasons. A lot of the reasons is if I was running for president, I would have a website and I would list everything that I stood on, all my plans of action, everything. When I went last election and I kind of looked at what the candidates were saying, a few of them did that, but the bigger ones just had like Trump just did like immigration, taxes, and like education, and that was like the only three things on his website. I'm like, really? There's so much more to being a president, just those three type of things. But back to Sam Harris, him, and Neil deGrasse Tyson and Elon Musk. I would say I'm just gonna vote for these three dudes every single time. So if you don't know Sam Harris and you're listening to this, you gotta check him out. Check his podcast out. He's just a really smart dude. And he always has like a good opinion on basically any kind of social controversy. If you're like, oh, is this side right or is this side right? He really breaks it down for you. And that all comes from a lot of his, schooling.
Wait, is he the super hardcore atheist guy?
Um,
That's British or something?
that's
I'm thinking of
interesting that
something
you
else.
say that. If you asked him that, well, he's not British. But
Oh,
I
okay,
think
I'm
he
thinking of something
probably
else.
would call himself an atheist, I think. But I don't know. Are you guys going to vote in the next election, or are you just like, it's just too much for you? It's okay to say whatever.
I'll
You don't
probably
have to.
vote just so people can't talk shit about, oh, you can't say shit about
Right.
politicians because you didn't vote, so
Yeah, I just
that way.
They do that too.
they do.
Hmm.
And you still like say, sometimes it doesn't make a difference because like it could be little things like, in Georgia, like the voter machines like were fucking up in like certain districts or they like held people at the polls and stuff. They do stuff like that and what's it called? Gerrymandering certain regions and shit like that, like to get votes and advertising to certain like areas and like the shit with Facebook and all that. Like it all adds up to like maybe your vote doesn't have an influence, but also like I hope people don't think that because like we can make a difference, like if we get enough people to vote for a certain person that's better than Trump or better than Hillary, like maybe we can do something.
Do you know who? What's that dude? Actually, a British dude that does the fucking HBO TV talk show. I didn't take my alpha brain today. John Oliver.
yeah, John
Do you
Oliver.
know John Oliver?
Oh, dude, I watch him on YouTube every Monday morning after.
Did you see the
Sunday.
one he did just recently about the voting machines?
Yeah. I did watch that. Yeah.
Dude, it was that was
How
like,
easy you can hack it, like.
he's like the whole 30 minutes. He's like, all of these machines, you can hack them, and like, what do you do? Like, what do we do? Like, how do we prevent like people from hacking in? How do we prevent them from malfunctioning? How can we prevent these machines from like miscalculating? And he's like, we have the answer. Paper. Fucking paper. And you're just like, oh yeah.
John Oliver's like, he's right.
Yeah, you're like,
It's
oh wow,
paper.
yeah, you just like do paper ballots. Oh yeah. But you're totally right about people like kind of giving you shit for not voting. They're like, well, if you don't vote, you don't have a say. Well, I vote, I pay attention, and I still don't really vote. sometimes, because to me, in my mind, when you actually vote for someone, you're basically saying, I think that this person should be in office. And a lot of times you're just voting because they're like the lesser of two evils. So like sometimes I just can't vote because I really don't want that person there either way. And sure.
Like, does not voting make a difference sometimes? Like,
yeah, not voting could be a vote. You know, every one of your actions and every single day is your vote and how you want to exist in this world. And it affects everything in a certain percentage. So what the fuck are you guys going to play for Borgore tomorrow?
We got some unreleased music, dude. We're
Oh,
pretty excited
shit.
to
You have
drop.
anything right now? You want to play some shit on the podcast?
Can
A
we play
little,
something?
little iPhone, look, a little action going on? A little boom.
What if we played that? Oh shit! No, I didn't upload that.
Yeah, you said off our phones?
Yeah, we could play anything as long as you got like an 1/8" jack
Play
or,
Fly, dude. Play
Alright.
Fly.
or something.
This is like totally different. We'll just like open up with this song. It's not like a banger or anything, but
Oh,
maybe
sorry. Don't worry about it then. We only play bangers here on the fucking Homegrown
We
podcast.
got
bro,
a
it's a chill banger.
We can play a banger. We got a couple bangers.
Bro, play Fly. I feel like it's gonna sound good for some reason.
Chase, make sure you're screenshotting Trump. Just because some people don't know what he looks like. No, I'm just kidding.
He looks like shit.
You got an aux?
Yeah, I do. You got it?
Yeah.
Whoa, you could actually just play it right through the
It's a whip.
phone.
Oh yeah.
I don't
dude.
want to though. I want people, the listeners, to get the real
You wanna hear
full
that
blown
distortion?
experience. What kind of phone is this?
Some Android phone, honestly.
Shut up. You
From-
know what it is.
From Metro. I hate Metro, but what can you do?
An HTC.
While I'm plugging this in, why don't you guys talk about what your favorite social media platform is right now?
I saw this guy.
For me personally, I use a lot of Facebook to connect with my fans, just because that's where I started out, and just the bulk of our fan base is on Facebook. But now I'm slowly building a good fan base on IG, and Twitter I've always had a problem with, honestly. It's just tough for me to just connect with people on there. I don't know why, but yeah. Facebook #1 though, for sure.
Twitter is weird, right? Because you're limited to like a certain, like just text only, right?
No, you can
So
put pictures
you
and
can-
stuff. It's
okay.
just it's a lot more fast paced because they'll tweet like 500 times a day, whereas Facebook, I feel like you'll make a lot less
One
posts.
post a day. or
Yeah.
something like
You're hired.
that.
What is? I
Made the
heard you
cut.
say IG. What is IG?
Instagram,
Oh,
which is also owned by Facebook, so
That's
I
what
guess
the kids say these days.
crazy. Yeah, IG tends to be. I don't know. It seems like the most popular one for DJs and shit. It's like, I don't know. It's cool. Let me play the song real quick. All right. I'll try to get the volume right. All right. And we'll critique it. I'll tell you how much it rules or sucks.
Brand new.
yeah, it's very different than what we usually put
Yeah,
out.
this is
So
just like,
You got your. Is this right here?
Just wait for the right, and then it's what should we play?
You guys hear that?
yeah, that's good.
Right now, unreleased. Night's Revenge. Fly. This isn't out yet, right? Good.
We gotta add like a riser, maybe like a vocal like right for the drop or something.
Well, look,
wait,
look,
what'd you say you wanted? It was like
Astronaut sample.
yeah, like over the radio, like astronaut, you know, like taking off something like that. I'll find like a good recording.
We're gonna open with this tomorrow.
This is a compliment right here. Did you guys punch a bunny in the face to get that sample right there?
Dude, it was crazy how I found that sound. I rarely fuck around with Sairany, but I was on that just for some reason. I can't remember. I was trying to find another synth. I was like, what if I bring it down like a bunch of octaves lower to get like a sub sound, and then I modulated the frequency to like resonate with the bass, so you can kind of hear the clicky like modulation, And then I automated it like towards the end of the measure.
Dude, sick.
That's right.
I hope people know this is you guys. You know, when you play. Sometimes people don't even know.
They'll be
We'll
like,
have
"Oh."
some people here at the beginning who can be like, yo, it's a brand new.
Yeah, you gotta announce it for some reason. It's like, it's yours, you gotta announce it. But it's definitely different from what we usually put out. Appreciate it.
Well, that's cool, man. It's all about mixing it up, really, you know? You can't keep doing the same thing for your own self. You get bored. That happens to artists all the time.
And you got to separate yourself, too, because, like, sometimes, like, we try to make, like, a banger, you know, the shit we hear on, like, Never Say Die and stuff like that. Like, I think sometimes you got to separate yourself and make something different that no one's heard before that, you know, like, you discovered, you know? Like, that, I felt, like, awesome when I discovered that. I was like, damn, this is a cool sound. Like, I have to use this. So I think, yeah, we're going to try some more sound design in the future. Hopefully we haven't been doing a lot of that.
What are some of your favorite plugins?
Mainly just Serum, and then, like, you know, all the, like, stock plugins Ableton has in there, like Analog and Impulse and stuff like that. And we start off with Massive, but we just stopped using that when we got Serum.
Have you tried Massive X?
No.
Not yet.
Chase, have you tried Massive X?
Nah, I haven't installed it yet.
Dude, you just talked into the mic. I've had 6 producers on this show, and none of them ever do that. They just talk to us, but you actually did that, dude. This is like, this guy's fucking killing it.
This guy's a pro.
Dude.
Have you been on here before?
He hasn't done the producer role before, but he showed a lot of interest last time we actually had him on. He was the last guest. He sat right there, did basically all the talking. And yeah, he's an interesting dude. Definitely had a good show with him. But yeah, Massive X came out. I got it, but I haven't really fucked with it yet. It's tough to, you know, be like, oh man, I'm really, really fucking good at Spanish, but I'm gonna go try to learn Italian real quick, you know.
And there's no tutorials for Italian out yet.
Right.
Everyone's
Right.
still learning it.
Yeah, no presets or nothing. So yeah, but I really dig that song. That was cool. I like
Thanks.
that it's
Thank you.
different. Great opening song. You could go so many different places from there too. Yeah, you could go that Never Say Die route, which I love. Never Say Die. I definitely follow that label. I buy a lot of the stuff. Me personally, a lot of like this is no knock to anybody that's playing like that super heavy like hour straight of just straight, but it's a little too much for me to handle for a full hour of just like straight hardcore Never Say Die dubstep. I don't know if I need to do a little bit more drugs for that or what it takes. Maybe I got a little too old, but I definitely like some dynamics in DJ sets.
No, like, we were looking for, like, bangers earlier today, and, like, eventually we're just like, oh my god, my ears are hurting, and, like, I'm sure this song's, like, really good, but, you know, like,
After so many that sound the same, it's like, all right.
Exactly. And then at one point, I mean, DJs, like, DJs are taking a back seat to producers these days. I mean, there's actually something to be said for, you know, actual
being good
DJs,
at mixing.
You know? So how do you guys work during your live shows and in the studio? What does that look like?
For mixing?
For both. Like, how do you guys perform live, and then how do you guys work in the studio?
Let's talk about working in the studio. For
Yeah,
just a
go ahead.
minute. So, I guess our most productive studio sessions is when Rev comes over, and we're pretty excited because Reveng's moving him to my apartment. So
Oh,
breaking up
shit.
Finally.
duo
breaking
bedroom
news.
producers, bro.
So if you guys, all right, so you guys just showed the track that you just dropped right there. And this is new unreleased shit. Liquefied Podcast, Homegrown episode 6, exclusive shit right there. And then so now you're going to watch this, and then one day these guys are going to be fucking huge. Borgore is going to be opening for them. You're going to be like, man, I remember when they played those small venues, man, before they were cool. I knew that shit. You're going to have those like hipster fans on you and stuff. But that's cool. I'm really excited to see you guys moving in. That means there's lots of new music from you guys to come. You're going to be helping put Atlanta like on the map where it needs to be. I love anything that kind of contributes to the ATL scene is great. You know, I'm tired of LA getting all the fucking like love. Like LA is so cool. Like all the real producers live in LA. Fuck that shit. There's producers here in the A too, man. Like we fucking have our own type of vibes. So when does this take place?
December 1st, right?
Yeah, December 1st.
Yeah.
Oh,
Been
shit.
a long time coming.
Cool.
Because it's like sometimes it's hard to like do it on your own, you know, like to push yourself to do it. Like I feel like sometimes, you know, you need to push each other and like
Totally.
feed off each other's energy. And I think we're gonna do that for sure. Like we're gonna be on each other's shit, you know, for slacking or whatnot, or you know, doing a good job, like telling each other, you know, we notice, you know, or I notice that you're doing something, like appreciate it.
How
you know,
long
shit
have
like
y'all
that.
been teamed up?
Like what?
5 or 6 years.
Oh, damn.
Was it 2012?
Wow. How'd y'all meet?
2013.
We were actually in high school. We both played soccer. He went to the rival school. He went to Brookwood. I went to Parkview. They're both in
Oh,
Gwinnett.
shit. Yeah, I was Tequila. I graduated from Tequila.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, man.
When'd you graduate?
I'm old. I'm going to drop it right now. I just turned 37 last week, last Tuesday. Happy birthday to me, bitches.
Happy birthday,
birthday,
bro.
man.
Happy
Yeah,
belated.
I was born 1982, graduated Tequila High, class of 2000. It was cool. I was like literally the only kid in my school next to my other friend Billy who was actually listening to dance music. I'm not even kidding. We were the only kids like listening to that type of music, I swear. And we would hike all the way down to Atlanta, like in high school. We discovered liquefied parties and was like, we would come back to class and school like we had like this secret, you know, like this thing that like people didn't know about, and it was like it just made us feel so cool, man. And then, you know, a little backstory on me. Then I kind of graduated. I went to Georgia. I started DJing at UGA, and then moved to Atlanta and tried to like DJ just, you know, because I was surviving just DJing at Georgia. I came to Atlanta and just tried to survive DJing, but I couldn't survive just DJing, playing like dance music. I was surviving DJing, playing open format music, which open format DJs can kill it too. No knock on them. I just have a supreme passion for, you know, dance music and underground shit. And when I'm playing Justin Timberlake, I don't feel fulfilled, even though his music is awesome. So I moved. I moved out to Cali so I could like go to where more dance music was kind of more widely accepted. And then once I saw the A popping off, and then, you know, I felt, hey, why don't I go back there and meet Mike's Revenge, and maybe they'll take me in.
Hey, no, we're glad you came back, bro.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
It's been fun. I love, like, right when I moved here, man, like, everything popped up, like, District and Believe and Ravine. And, I mean, what more do you need, really? Like, all three separate, different, high-level A-list scenes right there.
We really have a great scene. Like,
Yeah.
we could have been born, like, you know, in, like, the middle of Utah or somewhere and, like, never known what the fuck EDM is or something, you know? And I'm sure they have a scene out there, you know? I'm not trashing on them, but, you know, I'm talking about, like, in a farm country, like, you know? So
Totally,
like that. You know?
So,
pretty grateful.
so you guys work best side by side now, right?
I think so.
Do you
Because,
ever
like,
work-
we always bounce ideas off each other, and, like, I feel like it's better because that, like, sometimes you get so bogged down thinking, like, your shit's bad or, like, it's so good or whatever, you know, and, like, you have someone else to, like, level you out and be like, this is,
Oh,
you know,
this
the
is
direction we
bad.
should
This
try
does
to
suck.
go.
You know?
Yeah.
No, for real.
That's the greatest trash talker I ever met.
So I play house music under my own name, Bo Scott, and then I play bass music under Bass Machina or Bass Machina. Either one kind of works. I haven't figured out which one I like better. They're both cool. But I actually work hand in hand with the partner who we always worked together in the studio, side by side for years. But then when I moved, now we're faced with the fact that like we only get to work side by side when I go out there, he comes here. So I've been searching for a software program to where you can control the screen and hear the music in real time. Do you know of anything like that? Or if you don't, if anyone's listening right now and can tell me a software system that you can actually hear audio and control the computer at the same time, I would love to check that out because I'm trying to make that happen right now. Right now we're just using FaceTime and some earbuds and just kind of like, I don't know, it's not the same.
I know there's something you can, like, remotely control another computer.
Yeah, we
I can't
got
remember what it's
that. We
called.
got that much. There's actually tons of software programs that do that, but the problem is the audio in real time. Like when we do it now, there's like
There's
a
a
delay,
delay,
and it's
yeah.
kind of like awkward, you know.
That was weird.
Because you got to hear that. Like, every time you press that space bar, you need immediate, like...
Does that have to do with the connection speeds? I don't know. Because if you got, like, a fiber network or something, maybe.
We have fiber here, actually.
Oh,
so,
for real?
yeah, maybe, actually.
Y'all both do?
I don't think he does. But
I have no idea. I don't know shit about computers. I'm just talking shit.
Cool, man. So what does it look like when you guys DJ then? Are you like on the right turntable, you're the left one, or?
I always take the left one. I'm like, Rev, get it. Like, if you try to take... No, I'm just kidding.
No, we switch it up. It's pretty much just a back-to-back. We just one track each, and we build off each other's energy. If someone has a track that they think is going to bang with the crowd, then they're just like, yo, let's just play this one. And, yeah, we just...
And we'll help each other out, like, with mixing stuff or, like, adding effects or something between transitions. If we hear, like, you only have so many hands, like, add, like, a third hand doing, like, the lows or something, like, on a certain part, like, or, like, adding a reverb or speeding up the tempo while somebody's, like, doing the faders, you know, like. So it works out, and we're not the best mixers in the world, but I think we do a good job for the most part.
How'd you learn?
Rev got a Tractor S4.
Yeah, Tractor
and
S4.
we just fucked around on that for like 4 years until people were like, "Yeah, you guys need to actually learn how to
CD.
DJ."
Yeah, they'd be like, "Wait, you have a mix?" Yeah,
We
they
got
would
so much
treat
shit
us so
talked to us.
bad
Yeah.
because
So
we
many
would show
people
up with
talk
our own
shit.
mixer. It's like,
And we weren't doing a bad job on it, but it was just like unprofessional, you know. Like we had to plug in our shit to the back of the CDJ and like move the CDJ over the side if there was enough room. So it was like, we could just have our USB and plug it in and be okay, you know. So
yeah, I get it now
worked
though.
out.
I get it. Why
It
they
was
wanted
worth it,
us.
yeah. And I recommend that to anybody starting out. Like somehow find somebody with the CDJ. Like there's like Austin Malik. He helped us out like a lot learning because he had his setup and you know he provided that for us, like that space to practice, which you know we needed. We couldn't just go in there and like try to figure it out.
Does he have a DJ name, or is it just Austin Malik?
Captain Malik, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, shout out to Captain Malik.
Yeah, he's a dope dude. I just had to throw that in there. He's cool.
Yeah.
Does he like Captain Morgan or Captain Crunch?
He's
That
just
was
a
a
fucking
terrible
captain.
joke. Sometimes I try too hard. It just doesn't work. So do you like CDJs, or would you prefer another method of like playing?
Now it's all about CDJs now.
I hope one day we can have some sort of like MIDI controller or something with samples on it that we can do like live drums or something.
Pioneer makes two different samplers. They got the DJS 1000, which is like it links in via Cat5 cable, and then they also have the Therese sampler, which
Okay.
I actually use that when I play with my partner. I DJ and he plays live instrumentation. He'll play the sampler machine. He plays live drums on a drum pad with sticks, and he plays guitar. And then on the bigger shows, he even sets up his Moogs. We just try to go over the top, you know. You don't really need some Moogs, but it's got that wow factor. If you're there, it's like something to look at, you know.
Yeah. There's something about freestyling, you know, that people really love.
Something to look at, you know.
Yeah.
People could appreciate, like, oh, this guy's actually doing something. He's scratching. Is this guy really scratching? It's crazy, man. You know.
Yeah.
But
So that'd be cool. I have a little like, I forgot what it's called. It's like a 4x4 like arcade style like buttons controller with like LEDs on it.
oh yeah, I've seen that thing. Who
MIDI
makes
It's
that?
like the 3D
MIDI fighter.
Yeah, MIDI fighter. Ill Gates, I think, was promoting it.
Dude, Ill Gates. Shout out Ill Gates. Thank you for just kind of being a teacher. I like that.
Yeah.
I like people that share things, and you know they're not afraid to just like spread the, you know, all, what is it saying? All tides float, free water boats go higher, or something like that.
That sounds right.
All tides
Sounds
float, high tides bring everything to the top.
right. You just made up a new phrase.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
You know, like if you're doing good and I'm doing good, he's doing good and he's doing good, it's like we just create like, you know, more momentum for everyone to just come along, you know? You're not trying to like stomp out the fires and be number one. There's always going to be someone fucking like Nightmare who just shits on everybody. Nightmare's music is so good. Like, good luck. Good luck with that. Have you heard any of this stuff lately?
Yeah.
We downloaded a
last
song
that came
today,
out?
a remix that he made.
I forgot who it was for.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was for, but it's a banger.
It's too good. Every time I listen to this shit, I'm like, why do I even?
That's like our style too. It's like one of the people who influenced us.
Yeah.
Like, you know, hip hop beats. Like I remember he did the Terror Squad remix of
Yeah, lean back.
Lean Back,
I
bro.
used to-
And it was like, yeah, that's a song I used to bump
Yeah.
back in the day, dude. I love that song.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did it, so I know like that's a song that like influenced him back in the day too. So I feel like we're coming from the same direction.
That song influenced me too. I saw the video of Scott Storch like making that beat actually on his piano, and he did the little
Nice.
like the mod wheel thing on that thing. I was like, oh, he's so cool. I think he ended up being kind of a douchebag, right? Did you see that documentary on him? How he made like millions and millions and millions of dollars, and didn't give his mom and dad any, and they were living in like a shitty ass apartment, and then he like blew it all.
Dang.
Sorry, Scott, putting you on blast. I don't really know you, but I heard that's true. It's like one of those rumors that might spread. But anyways, Datstic, he's making a comeback.
Oh God. Oh God.
What you guys think about this guy? You think he's gonna make a full blown return, or?
We were just talking about it today. Like every time I open up Facebook, it's like negative shit. I'm like, I just want to turn this off. Like I don't even want to think about it because it's bringing me down. It makes me feel bad, but I know like people got hurt and stuff, and I want to be able to help them, but I don't know how. Like, and I don't know if posting about it helps or whatever. But damn.
Did he offer? So I don't know many of the details really. I definitely know the general gist of things, but did he offer up a sincere video apology?
Yeah, he did. I think I actually watched it. Yeah.
It was.
And it seemed like scripted, kind of. That's what a lot of people are saying. But some people can't like get all their thoughts out, like, you know, like that, and they have to write it.
That is true.
But
I mean,
also,
that is a real
like,
thing.
he didn't actually apologize at any point, I don't think, about like specific things that he did that people are accusing him of, and so that's still up in the air. And who knows if he did or not? And like, there's no point in me talking about it because I don't know like anything about it, and I don't know what to do to be able to help anybody with that, you know.
That's
situation.
good. I like that you say that because a lot of people don't know shit, but they talk like they do. You know, they talk like
people want to act like they know things, and like I feel like people are way cooler when they admit that they don't know something.
Totally. And
Like especially like really smart people that you know, like you think know everything. Like for example, Neil deGrasse Tyson. I watched him like in Joe Rogan, and there was something that Joe Rogan obviously knew that he didn't know. It was like he was talking about gravity or something. You know how there's some unknown particle that with gravity that we don't know about, and Neil deGrasse Tyson was just arguing like, I don't need to know about it because we know how gravity works. I was like, damn, like I just lost a lot of respect for Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Damn, NGT's respect meter just fucking plummeted. Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, man. Like definitely, but that's cool that you know NGT though. NGT.
Yeah, he's still cool. I like listening to him. The way he talks about science is interesting.
I heard that podcast too. Actually, I listened to a lot of Joe Rogan. The format of this show is actually modeled off of kind of what he does. You know, I'm not trying to be Joe Rogan. No one's gonna be Joe Rogan. But the way that he's able to monetize and
it's not an interview, really. It's
right.
like
it's just like
conversation.
Exactly. Which is like what I told you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to come in here, and as much as I do want to know about like how you guys met and all that, we'll definitely cover all that. But I want this to just be like, I want this to be live, and I want people to be able to chime in, and I want Chase to be able to read the comments. I want people to come in and like ask questions in real time so we can have an actual just, you know, a conversation about the scene, and everyone can know what's going on, be on the same page. You know, eventually this is going to be a lot more than just this camera right here too. This is kind of just my, like, let's get the feelers out, see what's working and what's not, and then eventually grow into some like 3D AI type of cameras.
Cool.
We could all be avatars to some people. You know, I bought a 3D camera before. I think I was telling you this, Jason. It just was kind of shitty to actually do 3D right. It's pretty difficult, but that's coming, you guys. So
So is that when you can like look in virtual reality at who's talking? And,
Totally,
like, you
yeah.
can move the camera yourself, basically.
Yes.
That's cool.
And now that the new Oculus is out, it's just those type of technologies are getting better and better and better. And you know, the new Oculus is out right now, but I guarantee you already there's like some better shit that is there in the Facebook laboratory. When I went to Facebook campus, my buddy does recruiting for them. He took me there to whip my ass in some ping pong. When I was there, half of the fucking Facebook, it's a campus, it's a huge place in Silicon Valley. They were all in goggles. It was actually kind of eerie.
What?
It was
That's
weird,
crazy.
dude. Everyone had their Oculuses on, and I'm like, oh man. This
Have
is
you heard about
so
like the?
weird.
I don't know if it's called motion sickness or like something like that. The way you feel when you come out of it, if you've been in there for so long,
Yeah.
like when you come back into reality, like you just feel you get this weird feeling. I can't remember what it's called.
It's true. I was
Yeah.
telling, I think I told you this, or these podcasts are kind of running together for me. I tell a lot of the same stories. So apologies to anyone listening that's like, okay, get with your shit, bro. But the first time I tried virtual reality, I played Minecraft, which is the worst graphics ever for anything, video games. And as I was in virtual reality, the gentleman at the Microsoft store came over to me and he's like, if you want to go down, because he could see the screen that I was like flying high above these sheep. Speaking of sheep, man, you ever kick the sheep in the throat?
What?
Sorry. No, so like he
Yeah.
said, if you ever, if you want to go down, hit the space bar. And so I did. I hit the space bar, and like in the game, I fell really fast down, but I actually felt like I was really falling, and I had to like brace myself, and I had to catch my breath, and I was like, "Woo, fucking too real!" And it's horrible graphics. So just imagine how it's gonna be like when,
It's
or it already is there. I just don't.
indistinguishable.
I just don't
almost,
use it.
yeah.
I think I'm gonna buy one for Christmas and then just like see what it's all about. Maybe take it back, maybe keep it. But I definitely want to have some VR type of element to this, so we could just reach so many people in real time, man. Times are
Yeah.
changing, dude.
It's growing. Like it's a growing field. Like I think it's gonna pop off in the near future for sure. So it's a good idea.
But yeah, so we were basically talking about NGT and how people they talk a lot of shit of things that they don't really know. So I definitely appreciate that, and I don't want to do that. And I don't understand how, you know, if you are really giving dance music your all, you know, like in order to get somewhere like to be someone like Nightmare or someone like Wolfgang Gardner or, you know, Marshmello, someone who's just fucking killing it, you can't do anything else. So how are you supposed to know like politics and stuff? Like you are the expert on dance music because that's all you do. You sit on Ableton 10 hours a day and you tweak macro controls. Like, I'm not going to expect you to know economic policy and shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we need people for that, and that's what kind of makes society cool. And that's why we're here, because we are actually going to talk about macro controls right now, you know? Like, do you guys make your own sounds in Serum yet, or are you preset surfers, or?
Yeah, like, for example, that bass that you heard earlier on, what was it called, Fly? Yeah, that bass, I was actually messing with Serum for the first time in a while. We were mostly doing sampling stuff, and when we do use Serum, it's more for like melodies and chords and stuff, and I'll mess with like some effects on Serum and stuff like that, like, and modulate, you know, certain stuff. But for the most part, it's samples and, you know, but like that's why I was really interested in that beat we just made, because like I actually like found that sound, like it was pretty simple, but you know, and I didn't start from like the bass, you know, analog synth or whatever, but I feel like I tweaked it enough to where like it's something you haven't really heard before, you know. So
Yeah, it's original for sure.
yeah, we're definitely gonna start working on that more, because you know we're about to grind. Reveng's moving in.
Yeah,
so.
you guys are on Borgore's label, aren't you?
Yeah, we have
Yeah, we have a track out.
we have
on
a
this
track
label.
signed and then a remix EP as well. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Brady.
That's very cool, man. I mean, that shit's not easy to do.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
I wonder if that was just like sometimes I wonder if that's just like a one-hit wonder or whatever.
It's a
like,
motivator, man. You guys,
Yeah.
like, because, like, when something like that happens, you guys aren't going to, like, just now sit on the couch and go catch up on your shows. No, you're going to be like, oh, okay, well, maybe, like, we're onto something here.
Yeah.
Let's fucking move in together and just crush beats all the time, you know? Get that universal audio interface, baby. But so how did you guys meet, anyways?
I was
Soccer?
playing soccer. Yeah,
I
was
said
like
that
our
already. I'm
junior
sorry.
year.
No, you're good.
Sometimes
like-
my memory is.
Yeah, and then Reveng went to GSU. Like we didn't really hang out that much. I don't think like when we were playing soccer as much as we did.
We
in
smoked
college.
weed together, before practice. But
Yeah.
once we got to college, first year, I mean, we were cool.
Isn't athletics so great high?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get right back to you what you just said, but I do want to say I played tennis all of like high school and college, and then I moved to San Diego and didn't play for a while, and then one day I played high, and I was like, why did I not do this way earlier?
Yeah.
It's the best thing ever. Like everything is slowed down, the colors are brighter, you can feel your muscles better. Man, it's like. Shout out to weed, but anyways, so you would do that. Did you notice any like effect on your cardio when you were running? Because you run a lot in soccer, don't you?
Not really, not at the time.
Even if it
I
does,
think
doesn't
one thing
matter.
it does help with is like your endurance or your perceived endurance. Like you think you can like go harder in the gym or whatever. Like I've heard people say that a lot. Or like with your cardio, it probably helps a lot. So maybe it does. Who knows?
I cut you off though.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, in college, we both went to Georgia State, and freshman year we weren't that close, but we got a lot closer, and then we decided, hey, we both love electronic music. Let's combine forces and let's kick some ass, and we haven't looked back since then. And
Sweet.
Yeah,
So you guys been to any United games then?
I went to the Juventus one. They had the All-Star
Went to
game.
the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Nice. What do you think about the Mercedes-Benz Dome?
Oh,
so nice. Oh my
so
gosh.
nice. I don't know if the Falcons deserve it, honestly, but
Yeah, what a
Hey,
bummer
they're
for
gonna
them.
come back, man. We're gonna rise up.
I hope so.
yeah.
I'll never stop believing in them. I don't care.
Yeah, I root for them, but I find myself like, because
You get bogged down with
I
this
lived
stuff.
in other places just as much as I've lived in Atlanta. I lived in Charlotte just as much, and I lived in San Diego just as much. And so I kind of have three teams. Actually, San Diego's team moved to LA, so I don't care about them anymore. The Panthers, I was too young for that shit. So I guess, Atlanta is still my team, but they're really failing me right now.
Right now. If you got three teams, don't pick Atlanta.
But they really failed me Super Bowl, like,
Oh.
what was that, 2 or 3 years ago?
Oh,
I
man.
was at a
Why'd you have to bring that up, bro?
Dude,
Come on.
I'm gonna bring it up, but then we're gonna just bury it because I was humiliated
Depressed.
because I was actually at a Patriots bar with my now wife, girlfriend at the time, and at halftime, if you recall, I think we were up 28 points,
3.
and I was running my drunk mouth to everybody. I was like, I think I was the only Falcons fan in there, and I was talking so much shit. Oh my god! And then by the end, I was like trying to get Joanna to go. I was like, babe, we gotta get the fuck out of here, dude. And then I made her stop on the way home, like at this golf course, and I just got out of the car, just like fucking walked. I was like,
Dude,
I
can
felt so
totally,
bad,
I
dude.
can totally relate. I was actually at work, and like one of the brain injured guys who is like a little better than, like, he's more conscious and aware. We were like kind of going at it, and I was like, yeah, let's go Falcons. And then like, all that stuff happened, and he's like, what now? And I wanted to talk so much shit,
Oh.
man. But I was like, damn.
I know, shit, dude. So what are the most, like, are all of the brain traumas totally random, or do you see a significant amount of, like, things that cause it, like motorcycle accidents, or is it just random?
It's like a variety of stuff. You see more of falls and car accidents, but like, for example, one guy, maybe it was like oxygen to the brain, or different stuff like that. But it's usually traumatic, like a fall or like a hit in the head really hard by something.
Any strokes?
I don't think any strokes I know of.
Strokes are scary, man. Those
Yeah.
things just like
Come out of
Come out of nowhere.
You heard about people's experiences like with strokes, like how they start, like basically tripping on acid almost, like they'll, their senses are totally changed, and like, I don't know. There's one lady described her stroke, and it sounded like, like an out of body experience almost, like
Yeah, they're
stuff
scary.
like that.
I don't even really know how they happen. I think your blood pressure is high or some shit. Probably too much Chick-fil-A. Be careful eating Chick-fil-A, guys. Chick-fil-A is
You work
awesome.
for Popeyes, don't
Yeah,
you?
Popeyes all the way.
No, do y'all? What is up with this chicken sandwich war? Are you keen on the war of the sandwiches?
Dude, I'm pissed because I actually can't eat it.
Are you a vegetarian?
No, I'm allergic to milk,
Oh shit!
and they like fry it in buttermilk or whatever.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's depressing.
Really? I didn't even
Yeah,
know
so
that.
I'll never know that.
Milk kind of sucks
place
anyways,
is.
though, man. Milk's not all that great, but chicken fried in milk, though, that's really good. I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah,
that.
fried chicken, nothing like it, bro.
How did you figure that out, man? It probably took you a while. Were you one of those kids at school drinking milk and you're like, why am I dying in second period every day?
No, it was like way before I went to school. Like my parents were feeding me ice cream one day, and I guess I turned red. I don't even remember it, but ever since I can remember, like I knew that I couldn't have it. And I actually used to be allergic to eggs, but I grew out of it for some reason.
That's a interesting thing.
Yeah.
So you are only allergic to eggs and milk?
Yeah, and I was allergic to eggs, but not anymore. But yeah, milk doesn't agree with me.
I just want to show these waveforms because I'm the purple one. Mike, you're the second one. And then Rev, you're not saying much, bro.
You keep asking me about like
We got
my
people
shit,
that want
bro.
to. We got people that want to know about you, man. Like, and you're not telling us how good at soccer you are, dude. We know you're a good producer, but
I'm a
like,
superstar.
where
I'm
did
better
you
than
grow
you.
up?
What are you talking about?
Where's your parents from, man? Like, what's your ethnicity? Like, what's
so-
cracking, bro?
I'm originally Kurdish. I was born in northern Iraq. I came to the States as a refugee when I was like 3 years old. So, yeah, it's been an interesting ride living in the States. Just pretty much growing up, I lived like a double life, going to school, living a specific way, then going home, being a good little Muslim child. And, yeah, it was just interesting. And, yeah, it's been fun.
Do you feel like has it always been Atlanta for you since you've been 3?
Yeah, Gwinnett County, and then Atlanta. I lived in Michigan for 1 year, but fuck the snow. So
You said Berkmar?
no, I went to Parkview.
Parkview.
Yeah.
That's right. So are your parents still like here and cool and you guys have a good relationship and everything?
Yeah, my dad passed away from cancer a couple years back, and then my mom, she lives in Augusta, and I've been actually staying in Augusta for the time being till I move in with him. And yeah, it's a military town, not much going on over there. So, but it's cool.
Do you feel like at home here?
In Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it. Definitely, Atlanta has my heart. I love everything about it, the music, the clubs, the people. Southern hospitality is really a thing. Everybody is extremely sweet and nice down here compared to other places that I've been. And we got our own culture. I know they say for the culture, but we really have that down here, and I love it.
So what was it like kind of growing up and going to how long has your dad been passed away now?
He passed away, I believe, 2012.
Shit. Well, sorry to hear that, man. Well, fuck
Appreciate
cancer.
you,
What type
man.
of cancer?
He had lung cancer. He smoked a lot, and the way that he passed was his body actually stopped working, so he couldn't even drink water. So he actually just died from dehydration eventually, and it was really sad. But he lived a full life. I was there with him when he passed, and
It's good you guys got to say your goodbyes.
yeah, it's all that matters. I'm just happy that I was there. So.
How's your mom doing?
She's good. She recently had eye surgery for her cataracts in her eyes, and she said she's fine now. So hopefully everything works out.
Yeah, more people need to get that eye surgery for that. People are too scared of the lasers, but I heard it just doesn't hurt. It's like pretty easy procedure.
Yeah.
Does she know about your like DJing? Does she approve?
Oh man.
Has she ever come to believe and raged?
Nah. I honestly, that's my one thing. Like, I really want to bring my mom to a show one day and just let them experience it, because they think it's kind of a joke. They don't take it seriously, and I mean, I feel like that's a lot of parents. They just want you to be the typical doctor or lawyer and just take the basic route. But you know, we're creative, so we just want to take that creative route and pursue it regardless of what other people think. Because
100%, bro.
I think parents just like worry about you, you know. Like my dad's just like that, like you know, and he wants you to like, or like my parents wanted me to like be successful, and like right now it doesn't seem like we're successful because we can't support ourselves with music, but you know, like at least we believe in ourselves that we're gonna do it, and one day we will, and they'll see
no,
that.
we 100% will. We both were at a point. He was supposed to go to PA school. I was supposed to go to law school, and we both made that conscious decision. Like, yo, this is what we're gonna do, and we got to give it 100%. And we haven't turned back. And I honestly still feel like that we made the right decision. So
It's tough to survive right now for people our age. I'm probably older than you guys. What year did you guys graduate?
2011.
Yeah, so I'm much older than you. But people that you guys' age, I guess I'm like probably 10 years or a generation older. I don't know. But it's tough for anyone doing anything right now to kind of like survive on their own like people used to. It's tougher to make a full blown, like normal, regular, like living, buy a house and all that stuff out of college. That shit is so hard right now.
yeah,
Like you gotta kind of live with your family until you're like 30 these days, even plus. So,
Dude, we both got degrees and we don't have shit from it.
yeah.
dude,
Sheet
I
of
had a
paper.
degree and was working at Guitar Center for the longest time, and I was just like, damn. But I had a great time, man. That's where all this shit came from. So.
Hell yeah.
Shout out Guitar Center. We love you. By the way, that leads me to basically introduce our first sponsor. Shout out Excellent Studios, spelled XLNT Studios. They do. They have a nice studio in Hollywood, which I don't expect anyone listening on the Homegrown podcast to go check them out. But they make excellent sample packs. They got a bunch of sample packs online. They compete with pretty much anyone out there. These guys are students of the Icon Collective School, which is the best electronic dance music production school out there. And they'll give you some discounts if you type in Liquefied as your promo code on excellentstudios.com. So go check them out, motherfuckers. And then I'll put the link and all that stuff in the comments. But on that note, I think that it's Friday night, gentlemen, and I've already had a great time. I'm kind of going to wrap it up right now, but give you guys the floor to say, hey, where can people find you? What message do you want to relay to them? And what's next?
So as far as where you guys can find us, it's just we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter. It's all at Mike's Revenge. Check us out on SoundCloud. We have a bunch of music out. And as far as the future, and we have a couple really big collabs set up with some big artists. I'm not going to name them now, but just keep your eyes peeled. It's some really exciting stuff to have artists that we've looked up to growing up to hit us up and be like, yo, send us some stuff to work on. And it's pretty cool.
Sweet.
And as far as the message we're trying to put out, honestly, we just want to show everybody that, yo, we're just regular guys, too. We're just living our life, and we want you guys to see that if we can do it, you can do it, and just believe in yourself, you know? That we're just, yeah, it's all love.
Fuck yeah. This was a great episode. Mike, do you want to have any closing words? Or
Closing
are you
words?
just going out on your red carpet?
I'll just say like we want to make you guys happy and have fun with our music. Like at the end of the day, that's what we want to do, and like that we feed off that energy. So thank you guys.
Do you have any other unreleased music that you might want to play us out with?
You want to play the Fabo song?
Sure.
Let's do that.
It's
Yeah.
got to be completely unreleased though, or else.
Yeah.
You know, we'll
Oh,
get
yeah.
pulled.
So I don't know if y'all know Fabo. He's the rapper. He was the lead rapper from D4L, the guys who did Shake That Laffy Taffy. And
I got fired for that song.
Hey.
I'll tell you about it later.
Hey, we have a remix of it that's pretty nice. He's gonna perform it live
tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down. It's gonna be crazy.
Got that bubble gum, Mr. Chico Stick.
Hey,
that one, right?
Done
Yeah.
in that.
All right. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see ya. This one is Yeet. Peace.
Find out you the plug. Felicia wanna smoke, Felicia wanna fuck. Ooh, I got the whole party, had a raw love you, bitch. Your best friend called, tell her pull her drawers up. I only like the party with the bitches and the trucks. I only like the zombies and the vampire girls. Welcome to the real underworld where you smoke exotic and you ain't drunk until you oh, you ain't drunk until you you ain't drunk until you only like the zombies and the vampire girl. Bitch, I know the plug. Bitch, I know the. Bitch, I know the. Bitch, I know the.
The bass tells it all.
Fade out on that. Fuck yeah, boys.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thanks again.
Yeah, that was sick.